Well, thanks, Tina. I appreciate it. Here we are, Wednesday already. Week's going through quickly. A little bit of rain this morning, a little bit of sunshine. It's been a mix and match. So I'll once again direct your attention to the Naval Support Activity Monterey Facebook and Navy Lifestyle page, Facebook pages for the most up-to-date information. I know I go there at least Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends, to check on what's going on. Included most recently on the Facebook pages is information on Women's History Month, along with bicycle rentals, which is some new information from MWR, along with, as recently as today, some fleet and family service information regarding March webinars. So always good information on there, along with the latest special for the lunch at the Love Shack here on the installation. So highly recommend using that tool. Also a reminder that the Navy High Air Headquarters continues to direct Health Protection Condition Charlie throughout California naval installations, including Naval Support Activity Monterey. And Monterey County remains in the purple tier of the colored tier system. However, you can see or read at least, or be aware of, as well as I can, that several counties in California have transitioned to a red color code, and some of those are in the surrounding area around Monterey County. And there's also news that Monterey County, the metrics for Monterey County are approaching a possible red color-coded tier criteria. So we'll see what goes on there in the next couple of days. We're obviously in heavy communications with higher headquarters to make sure that we're positioned appropriately based on the conditions that are around us. That said, the installation has reaffirmed with higher headquarters what services will be authorized to restart when NAV North, which is Admiral Grady in Norfolk, decides conditions merit transition to health protection condition Bravo, which is also reset stage 2 if that corresponds with it. Please be mindful, some activities will experience a restoration to historical levels. However, some may not experience any change at all until health condition alpha, which is in essence a steady state. Also, as a reminder, the military treatment facility, aka the U.S. Army Health Clinic on the board of the Presidio Monterey Garrison, continues to vaccinate on the peninsula for authorized patrons of the Department of Defense. My counterpart over at the Garrison, working with the CalMed folks, are doing it as fast as they can based on limited supplies and a priority scheme. But they've completed the first dose phase 1 vaccination volunteers. That's like your first responders, your medical professionals, essential employees, things like that. Those are over 65, underlying health conditions, things like that. And they started first dose phase 2 in a sequenced fashion. But we're talking about over 12,000 people that are defined as phase 2. And again, the vaccine supply is limited. The remainder of this week, they're not. The Army Health Clinic is not doing any first doses, and they're planning on doing some second doses later in the week. And that information has been put out through different chains of command as to who those individuals are and how you can make appointments. And so we look at who the Army Health Clinic can vaccinate. It's just as a reminder, it's the government civilian employees that work for the Department of Defense, the military retirees, and the TRICARE beneficiaries. So the Army Health Clinic cannot vaccinate contractors, civilian retirees, and family members of civilian employees unless you're a TRICARE beneficiary. So again, please be patient as the Garrison manages the flow of the remainder of those second doses, along with the phase 2 personnel that are attempting to get their first doses if they volunteer. So another reminder is that the Presidio of Monterey Army Health Clinic primary care appointments are at about 50% capacity, coinciding with COVID vaccination site activity, and typically fully booked about 2 to 3 weeks out from their current date. That's actually one of the limiting factors currently over at the Army Health Clinic is labor. You can probably read as well as I can that there are taskers going out for the Department of Defense to assist civil authorities, so defense support of civil authorities. I won't go into particulars because that's outside of my lifelines, but there are calls for, again, Department of Defense to provide support at other vaccination sites. So And just in general, there's not a huge footprint of those that could provide those administration of vaccines over at the Army Health Clinic. Um, also speaking of which, the immunization clinic at the Army Health Clinic is closed. That was put out last town hall, but the appointment line is the phone number is 1-866-957-2256, and they'll take calls. So they're answering the phone during normal business hours. However, only to place a patient on the standby list, and then patients will be contacted and scheduled case by case for travel screenings and immunizations that are due, but realistically overdue based on a priority scheme. Also, the pharmacy on board the Precision Monterey will be closed on the 12th of March from noon to 4 p.m. So that's this upcoming Friday. In 2 days, the pharmacy will be closed in the afternoon from noon until 4 p.m. For the support activity here, we have our quarterly Navy Dunes cleanup scheduled for Friday, the April 2nd from 1 to 3 p.m. There's a pre-event safety brief beginning at 1 p.m. over at the site itself. And volunteers must be 18 years of age or older, wear closed-toed shoes, long pants, face coverings, and sunscreen. Gloves and trash bags will be provided. That's as a standard procedure. We've been doing it safely with mitigations throughout the pandemic. So it's important that we get that cleanup done and keep that area clean and free of any safety issues. A new item is, if you have not already gotten word, is that all 3 pedestrian turnstiles on the support activity main site MPS campus are available for inbound and outbound installation access for personnel whose Department of Defense CAC Common Access Card, otherwise CAC, has been enrolled at the visitor center for turnstile access. One caveat to that is what we've learned is we need to we're waiting on a part because we need to work on the system that provides the data to the turnstiles themselves. And so if you were previously enrolled, it actually works just fine. If you're newly enrolled, since they were shut off for inbound access, it's not currently allowing those persons to have access. So um, it should be shortly before we get that part, and then we can install, and then we can provide a full access to anyone that has a chip-enabled card. So it's only IDs with chips can be enrolled for turnstile access. And again, individuals with previously enrolled CACs do not need to be re-enrolled. In fact, they're the ones that are working right now. It's those that are newly enrolled. It's not allowing inbound. And I say it is the electronics. When you get enrolled, you'll also be provided a discrete PIN, which is your responsibility, and that'll allow you to use your chip-enabled card, which is your CAC, along with the PIN to gain access. So the Visitor Control Center here at Naval Support Activity Monterey is located adjacent to Sloat Gate. It's open for customer service Monday through Friday from 07 until 11:30, and then noon until about 3 p.m. It's expected to be closed on federal holidays. So the single turnstile, the pedestrian turnstile at the annex is currently not reopened either for inbound because it also has a technical issue we're working through. We have a part on order for that too. So we'll get that up as soon as we can. And then also, if you haven't gotten the word already, expired USID cards, aka the Teslin card for access to DoD installations has been further extended until June 30th, 2021. If you recall, those were originally going to expire on 31 March, but in accordance with an Office of Secretary of Defense memorandum dated 22 February 2021, those have been extended until June 30th, 2021. The printed expiration date on the Uniformed Services ID, so that USID card, must be January 1st, 2020 or later, and the USID must be verified successfully using DBIDs. And then please use this further extension to renew an expired USID in the next 4 months by making an appointment with the Naval Personnel Command Navy ICA Services Office, in other words, the CAC DEERS office, located on board the installation. So we've gotten some feedback. There's not that many that were not many individuals that we're aware of that have this expired uniform services identification card. But if you do, please make sure you get into the CAC DEERS office before that new expiration of June 30th. Another item is next week on Wednesday and Thursday, the 17th to the 18th of March. The installation here will be conducting some force protection drills. Should be transparent to the majority of people. One of them will occur down by Del Monte entry control point, in other words, gate, and then be mostly on main site. And then we'll have another one up in the Mesa Village housing area in the vicinity of Fleet and Family Support Center. So, but again, it should be transparent. We've been putting out word and making proper notifications, but just wanted to, if you're in the area next Wednesday or Thursday, you happen to see some additional activity and some exercise signs posted, that's what's going on. So there will be no town hall on March 24th. That's coinciding with the Monterey Peninsula Unified School District spring break. And then the next virtual town hall meeting will be on Wednesday, 07 April. So with that, I will pass it over to Kyle, our Fleet and Family Readiness Director. Kyle.
Thank you, Skipper, and good afternoon, NSA Monterey. Just a few things to put out this week. For those of you with students that are in the MPUSD school district, they have put a plan out, the reconstitution plan, as far as kids going back to in-person learning. So please reach out to your specific school to get that information if you do not have it yet. It's going to depend on age group, what grade your kid is in, and then what tier that the state needs to, or the county needs to be in before those students return to classroom instruction. But that information has been put out by MPUSD. So please reach out to your school's representative if you have not received that information yet. Over at the golf course, we are open to general public now. The DOD and military folks, authorized patrons, still have priority reservations 8 to 10 a.m. Every day of the week. Then it's open to the general public starting at 10 a.m. We also have our beverage cart that's going out, and it's been very popular going around the course. So some nice little amenities that are been added out there to the Monterey Pines. If you follow us on Navy Life NSA Monterey, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, go to the website, and we'll have information out there about the virtual Bay Bridge Run, which is huge popular run at Coronado every year, where they run across the Bay Bridge from San Diego to Coronado Island. And that is all done virtually this year. So you can sign up for that event. You get a race number, you get a shirt, you get a finishing medal, you log your times online. So there's at least a virtual option to run that distance yourself. And you can find out the information to register for that event right there at our NSA Monterey website. On the Facebook, we also have on the NSA Life or Navy Life Monterey, we'll have the cafe specials remaining this week. Chef Loveday has his very popular chicken tenders on Thursday. And then, of course, the fish tacos on Friday. So those are still available this week. Make sure you get out there and take advantage of those specials at the cafe. And like Skipper mentioned, we are seeing a lot of positive trends out in the community due to, I think, as a combination of people wearing masks, vaccinations for the military community, as well as vaccinations that are going on within the county. We're seeing numbers decline, which is positive. So as we inch our way closer to HBCon Bravo here at NSA Monterey, we are excited to be geared up and start being ready to provide some more services to the community. So more to follow on that. When we do get to HBCon B, we will let you guys know what's going to be available to you in terms of quality of life services. But again, the trend is going in the right direction. Continue to be vigilant, and hopefully we'll be back to services sooner or vice later. But that's all we have for quality of life here. I'll hand it back over to Captain Dale.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. And just echoing about the, it's not our direct wheelhouse, but the Monterey Peninsula Unified School District has a town hall tomorrow at 5 p.m. I suspect if you're affiliated, in other words, you have a student at one of the schools that are within that the Monterey Peninsula Unified School District, you got an invite. There's a registration. It's I want to say it's a webinar site or a Zoom site, but either way, it's at 5 p.m. tomorrow, the 11th of March, and it's going to go over what exactly, at least some aspects, and allows the opportunity to ask questions about return to in-person, hybrid, and what hybrid is, and what onus is on the individuals in terms of communicating whether you'd rather stay online or have your student be in person for that hybrid period. So that said, Naval Postgraduate School has their winter quarter graduation on Friday, the 26th of March. That will be virtual. Um, it's it's not again. That's another item that's not directly within my responsibility, but we're tracking it as the installation. And obviously, as virtual, we don't have as much in terms of enabling it. I don't know what Naval Postgraduate School has planned for a curriculum post winter quarter, other than as of right now, my information is that it will remain in some type of mostly online fashion, and there'll be continued telework. So, but that's if you're within the Navy Postgraduate School uh, circles or responsibility, you'll have to wait to get word officially from the executive leadership within Naval Postgraduate School as to what's going on for the spring quarter. But again, as far as I'm aware, it's going to be primarily online. And we'll see. Some of it might be impacted by whether or not we're able to get through some more vaccinations, whether or not US NAV North authorizes the installation to transition to health protection condition Bravo and some other items. So and I'm sure there'll be personal considerations and other things. So I don't see any questions in the chat or anything. So, but I'll give it a couple minutes here. And while I'm doing that, I'll just echo that, reiterate, I should say, that no town hall meeting next round on the 24th of March, but we do have one on Wednesday, the 7th of April. So hopefully by the 7th of April, we have a lot of good news. Not that we don't have good news now. We're not out of the woods yet, but and everyone, I would ask that you just continue to do your part to adhere to public health and DoD directives. But is there any way to give the community more advanced notice for changes in regards to return in person instruction MPS, possibly something outlines the criteria needed for the next step? Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know. I could send that to the chief of staff at Naval Postgraduate School and get his thoughts on it. So um, definitely not my decision or my prerogative, but I will ask. And Tina, can you do me a favor? Just make sure we have that written down so I can send a note to the chief of staff over at Naval Postgraduate School so that they're aware of it. So I do know that Naval Postgraduate School, I had it written down. Oh, the 6th of April, Naval Postgraduate School, my understanding is conducting a virtual town hall. So I want to say MPS President Rondeau will be on that. And I know that's a little bit off in terms of days from now. That's a little off in the future, but maybe something to ask then also, if not already get an answer. Is there an update on the Trident Room Rose Garden? No, the update is it's no change because until the conditions permit us to doing so, and with the authorities from higher headquarters, we're not allowed to utilize that facility. So ideally, if we have the opportunity to get authorization to go to Health Protection Condition Bravo in the near future, one of the things that is in the reset plan is the possibility of opening that facility up again for use. So um, it would be nice. It is something that we're all looking forward to. So I appreciate the question about the Trident Room and the Rose Garden. It's not the interest is welcome. We wanna again, if the conditions are merited, we want to get it open and start making use of it and start in a reasonable fashion and in a healthy manner. So, what other questions we got? I appreciate those 2 questions. That's good stuff. All right, and I don't know if Kyle, if you wanted to, I don't think there's any more to add on in terms of the Trident Room Rose Garden, and, but if you wanted to chime in, I do. It'll probably be the outdoor services before we actually get the opportunity to use the Trident Room in that indoor environment. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Something's better than nothing sometimes. All right. Any other questions, comments? All right. Well, hopefully everyone's had an opportunity, if you are a golfer, to get up to the Pines. If not, maybe just to use the driving range or the putting green, or maybe to get an outdoor a takeout meal from the eatery up there, maybe a Monterey chicken sandwich or something, or a BLT, and sit out on the patio, or maybe take it to some other location where you decide to consume it. But it, we have these amazing quality of life facilities, in my opinion, and I think we would agree we want to have an opportunity to use them at some point. But again, we got to do that in a one, we have to be authorized to do it, and then we have to do it in a manner that is safe for all. So, all right. With that, I will pause and for a couple potatoes, and then I will sign off. And that, Kyle, do you have any save rounds?
Nothing here, sir. You nailed it. We are excited to get places like the Trident back open. We just waiting for help. HPCon Bravo. So, like you said, hopefully at the next town hall, we will have some information to put out in terms of an anticipated reopening or what it's going to look like.
Awesome. Yep. And again, that's the next town hall's on the 7th of April. Yep. Ideally, we're actually saying stuff's already open and ready, and being is available for people's use if they care to make use of that. So. And again, the turnstiles, I apologize for the ones on main site. Why there was a glitch with this one piece of the electronics where anyone that newly registered didn't take. We're looking into, and most importantly, we're getting a fix as soon as possible. So hopefully we'll be able to get that taken care of here shortly. So, all right. Well, with that, I don't see any more questions in the chat, and I appreciate it. And I will shoot from Jill. I will shoot that question of MPS, and we'll either have it on the 7th, or you'll see something come through the different channels in response to that. All right. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, and enjoy the rest of the week as we go into spring forward 1 hour on Sunday the 14th. That's a good sign. More light, more day, more time to do fun stuff. So, and depending if you, yeah, so that's good stuff. All right. Take care, everybody, and out here.